Basically what we're spelling out is like a chord sequence from, I think it was a Michael Angelo Batio Guitar World lesson. So he plays G major 7 arpeggio. Then an E minor 7. Then a D major with the 7th being the minor 7th. So. And then I added an extra chord, C major 7. But for some reason in this progression it sounded better to play a 6th chord. And I'm playing it starting from the 8th fret on the low E. So originally in the Michael Angelo Batio video, it's played with tapping that's a little more straightforward. So I think like... this, but then I got this idea in a Tosin Abasi lesson in an Italian guitar publication called Accordo, where he was talking about harmonizing in fifths. So he's saying you take the shape of the arpeggio you're playing, so like let's say in this case it's G major 7. And I'm gonna play the 5th, so it's like I'm tapping 7 frets above, and so I'm reproducing that shape 7 frets higher. So I would play. So what I'm doing is I'm tapping one note from the arpeggio shape that's 5th higher, and then I'm pulling off to the 2 notes in the original arpeggio shape. So like the first 3 notes are... So tapping on the D note on the 22nd fret of the high E, pulling off to the 15th fret, so that's G, and then the 14th fret F sharp. So then I'm gonna tap the 21st fret, which corresponds to a 5th higher than this F sharp here, and then hammer on out of nowhere onto the next note in the arpeggio sequence, which is the 15th fret of the B string. Then I would tap onto the 22nd fret of the B. So I would follow that pattern through the length of the chord sequence. So and then I just repeat that for the other chord shapes. You're gonna have to experiment a bit to find out what fingerings work best for you. So for instance, sometimes you may want to get into a position to hammer on to one of the strings that's closer to you, and you may want to do that with your index finger, which would require you to slide instead of executing a pull-off and ending on your index. So the chord sequence repeats itself, and it's harmonized with fifths, but then to add a different sound on the repeat, now what I'm doing is I'm harmonizing it in sixths. So with the fifths, that lick is actually, it's helped by the fact that you're playing the exact same arpeggio shapes, just separated by 7th frets. But then when you move to the 6th harmony, now I'm playing different arpeggio shapes. So for instance, in the first one, so this is an E minor 7 arpeggio superimposed on this G major 7 shape. So get the idea, and then you'll notice as you descend this pattern, so that's the arpeggio you play over the second shape, which is minor 7 flat 5. And the third shape you're playing is just, so that's an F sharp minor that you're playing. Or the last shape, you're going to play so I guess that's A minor with a minor 6th degree. So that's the shape there. And that pretty much covers that lick. So general tips for playing it, you know, you want to really practice tapping cleanly. I like to use my ring and middle fingers to tap, like keeping a vertical angle is good. Just be careful with your left hand in muting the string. What else with this piece? Oh yeah, like just getting the strong hammer-ons when you're ascending in the shape. Like hitting those strongly so you get consistency in the notes. So anyway, you know, take this idea, run with it. You can come up with different arpeggio shapes to harmonize over, like, you know, that Westworld sound we talked about. Or this G major with a flatted 5th. So yeah, play around with this idea, have fun, but yeah, that's the lick in a nutshell. It has a very smooth, bubbly tone. Guthrie Govan has talked about how he prefers to play arpeggios tapped as opposed to sweeping, which is like a bit more percussive. You know, and plus it's nice to have like left-right hand coordination. Anyway, that's it for me. Next tutorial's probably focused on playing some solos from songs, so other people's stuff, but I'll try to keep working on my own compositions this year. So anyway, hope you guys had fun watching this, and looking forward to see what you come up with.